Hi everyone, so here is my first video in my new house. This is the garden and I've just got this nice little patio area here and some outhouses, which is storage, and also got a loo in there as well. I do have an indoor loo too, and that's my house there. I'm going to do a full house tour, but this is just a quick video because I've got a night shift to get to, and I thought I would talk to you about the fragrance I've chosen to wear today, and that's Fragrenza Amarena Cherry. And this is a clone of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. This was gifted to me by the brand in the hopes of me doing a review. I did do a little overview of the 3 fragrances they sent me quite a while back, so I'll give you a link to that one. But for now, I'm going to concentrate just on Amarena Cherry. Now, I do know Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but not really well. I've worn it a couple of times. I loved the opening, but I found that after about 10-15 minutes it was a bit disappointing. The beautiful cherry almond, slightly liqueur-like effect that you get in the opening kind of dulls down and just gets kind of less interesting. It's hard to explain, but it falls really flat to me. So I'm curious to see how Amarena Cherry will do. It's obviously a lot cheaper. I'll pop the price on the screen. It's 100 ml and it's eau de parfum. The bottles are metallic silver. I think it's glass with sort of like a silver coating on. Quite nice, seem to be quite good value. So I've sprayed it already on my wristicuffs. Oh, the opening is really stunning. It's almost Play-Doh like vanillic cherry almond, but soft, not really thick and syrupy. It's a bit syrupy, but it's not heavy syrupy. And you just get a hint of a cherry liqueur as well. It's really nice, and it's great because today's it's got a bit of a chill to it. So I'm going to spray it on all over. Let me do that now. Oh, I got that in my face. Let's get it in my hair because I like to diffuse it from my hair. Yeah, let's go heavy. Few sprays there. And I'm going to see how it goes, and I will come back to you. But it's definitely a thumbs up from me. If you like vanilla-y, cherry, almond, gourmand fragrance, a touch of booze without the booze being too heavy. I'm not a fan of boozy notes. I don't seek them out, but sometimes they're okay. Sometimes I don't mind them if they're done sort of lightly. So I feel like the liqueur note in here is done quite lightly. So I'll come back with some more info very shortly. So here we are in the works bathroom, and I've got an update for you. We are 3.5 hours in. I've just had my dinner and it's 9:30 at night. I've just come in to clean my teeth because I've got my brace on still. And I thought I'd give you a quick update. So the fragrance is definitely giving a nice cloud around me. It's not in your face and super loud. It's just really nice, definitely projecting a good sort of distance from here, definitely further out, and it smells really good still. It hasn't lost what's nice about it, and what in the Tom Ford original, it does just seem to lose something quite quickly that stops it being that nice. And I don't know what it is, but this is it's still cherry and vanilla and almond, and it's still got that sort of cherry liqueur feel to it, but it's more ethereal now than it was to start with. It's more translucent, it's not thick and heavy. You can breathe, it's air and perfume at the same time, which is how I like my perfume. And it's kind of vanilla-y, which is lovely. And it's very pleasing to the nose. Now the notes in here, you have what I've already mentioned, but there's also in the bases vetiver, sandalwood, you've got roasted tonka, you've got Turkish rose and jasmine sambac, and all of those notes do make such a beautiful fragrance. I'm really enjoying wearing it. I feel like I smell very good. I wouldn't be surprised if I got compliments if I actually had more than 2 people in the building, perhaps. But it's a bit of a ghost town around here overnight. And yeah, you can smell the tonka. It's got a slightly spiciness to it, which is really nice. It's quite an interesting fragrance. I was expecting it to be very linear. That's the air freshener going off. I was expecting it to be very linear, but I do feel like it's gently changing. It's not that it's got massive changes going on, but it just feels like it's gently changing to become sort of less dominant in the cherry, a little more dominant in the vanilla, and sort of going into the slightly woodsiness. But I'm really enjoying it, so I will come back and give you a little bit more at the end of the night. So here we are in my lounge, and it's just gone or around about 7 AM. I'll just give you a little glimpse. There's the stairs and that through to the dining room and the kitchen. There's my fireplace. So this is my lounge, and the update on the fragrance, of course, it's been on over 12 hours now because I just did a 12-hour shift plus almost an hour driving, and I put it on a little bit before I left for work. So yeah, it's been on my skin for at least 13 hours, and I'm shocked and surprised that I can still smell it, to the point that it's not a skin scent, it's a bit more than a skin scent. As I move around, I still get slight hints of it. The fragrance has changed now, and what I'm getting more is a soft vanilla kind of incensey thing, which incense is not listed, but there is the vetiver and the sandalwood, so there's that kind of woodsy note which can come off. Sometimes woods can smell a bit incensey to me, and I just get this kind of slightly incensey, vanillic, resinous, ambery kind of dry down. The cherry note is much less noticeable, and what happens with the cherry note is it kind of just softens and softens throughout the wearing, but it does last really well. I actually really like this fragrance for a clone, and normally I'm a little bit averse to clones, but I do think this is really good. And what I really like as well is that, oh, then I'm going to sit down. Come here. What are we doing? There's a cat here. Oh, I'm going to make some room for mummy. Oh, no, she's gone. So I've just sat down because I can rest my elbow on the chair. What I like about this is when you spray it, it behaves like a normal perfume. And what I mean by that is it doesn't leave a big, gloopy, oily, wet mess, which so many dupes do. So many clones, when you spray them, they just leave a really thick, oily mess. And it always feels to me like there's an excess of probably very cheap materials that they're having to use such an excess of oil to get it to sort of perform on your skin. So I always feel a bit dubious when that happens, and it does happen a lot with the clone type houses, but it doesn't happen with this, and I really like that. So I'm just going to do another spray on this wrist here, and so then I'm able to kind of show you. So of course it will look wet because I've just sprayed it, but the alcohol, oh, it's so good. The opening is really gorgeous. I really love the combination of the cherry and the almond, and the fact that that combination does last very well. It is almond's one of my favorite notes anyway, and the fact that the almond sticks around for so long and is a really lovely edible almond. It's not a dry nutty almond, it's more like almost like a marzipan. It's a sweet almond. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my wrist. I've not rubbed it or anything, it's just a tiny bit of a gleam, but not an oil spill. And I don't know. This is in my own head, but to me, that's a sign of a better quality fragrance. It acts like a fragrance. It actually has some changeability. It's not linear and just smells really good. So I think it's good value. I would purchase. I was sent it for free. I said that at the beginning of the video, and I'll say it again. I was sent it for free, but I promise you, I swear on Sweetie's life, who is just dotting around the room here, I swear on her life that I'm telling you the truth. I would buy this perfume. I would choose this over the Tom Ford, because the Tom Ford, the performance is poor and it doesn't smell that great after a very short time on my skin anyway. So I prefer this to the Tom Ford. Don't get me wrong, the bottle, Lost Cherry bottle, is beautiful, and I would love to have it in my collection just to look at the bottle, but I wouldn't pay that money just to look at that bottle. This perfume actually smells really good and is one that I will be wearing quite often. I think maybe more so as the weather gets cooler, but I am really enjoying it. So it's called Amarena Cherry and the company is Fragrenza. There you go. They have lots of deals. If you sign up on their website, you'll start to get emails, and they do lots and lots of deals. So just have a look and see what you think. But I do recommend that if you like Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but like me, you think it's too expensive, or you found that the performance wasn't that great, I think you can't really go wrong with Amarena Cherry. That is my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you liked seeing a little peek of my house, and I will be back with some more videos very soon.